Hello and thank you for joining me. Okay, well, this is Georgia here, and I haven't thought through what I'm going to say today, so this could be fun as usual. Okay, so a couple of weeks ago we had our retreat, our art retreat for April in my Facebook group, God's Refrigerator. Come over, join us. We have a retreat every month and have so much fun. And we inked and painted some galaxies. And what I'm going to do today is use almost the same method that we did in inking our galaxies, but going to do it just a little bit different to recreate and thus give you a tutorial, a page like this. So, sorry, chapter marker. So we're going to use inks to create a night sky from the point of view of down here on Earth as opposed to from outer space, if that makes any sense, and have a gradual sort of lightning darkening. I'm going to again use it at the beginning of Matthew's Gospel, which is going to be kind of interesting because of the formatting in this book. We're going to go over a little bit of John the Baptist, but that's okay, he doesn't mind. I don't really want to do it on the first page because I've got something else planned for here. So we're going to go over here to the wise men arrival and ink this whole page. I'm not going to do my usual blocking out of a verse because you'll be able to see most of the writing through the ink anyway. And this is really just, this is the teaching Bible, and all I'm really doing today is showing you how to create that sky. Now, you don't have to do it for this. You can do it for any page you want, any scripture, any wherever. Did the same sort of thing with different colours for my little Lent/Easter journal. On my Easter resurrection page, I used yellow and orange and red, a little bit of black, and did that sort of dawn sky. So you can use any colours you like, any scripture, any reading, anywhere really, or just just as a on a blank page, start from there and build on. I'm actually prepared this time, so I actually die cut my little wise men, which there's going to need a little bit of a editing, and a star. I've cut these out of this Tim Holtz die called, pretty sure it's called Wise Men. I can't see because, as you can see, when I don't have a very big craft space, so when I have to take out the big shot to get die cutting, I cut extras for Ron later on. And for any friends who say, oh, I wish I could have one of those, and I'll say, well, here you go, I'll send you one. It's called Wise Men. Tim Holtz design from Sizzix. Great die, 663127. I think it's still available. I know it's still available in a particular little craft shop down here in Australia. She does the plug for her shop. No, but you girls who shop on Amazon, I'm not going to mention that place that sells all the Tim stuff, but sure, it's still available here, there, and everywhere if you love it. I oohed and ahed about it for a little while, but I thought, you know what, I'm going to use this a lot. I've done a lot of Christmas cards with it. I've used it a few times in the Bible. It's really handy die. It's really pretty, very pretty. So I put that aside, and so we're going to create our sky before she gets rattling along, talking too much as usual. So I'm using the same colours as we did for the galaxies, really. Fossilised amber, seedless preserves. Yes, I know it's an oxide and the others aren't, but again, I don't care. It's all right. Blueprint sketch, and of course the black. And I have already clear gessoed the page because, as the girls who know me already know, this is not a journaling Bible. This is just a regular Bible with very, very thin pages, which I sort of, I won't tell you the story behind why I had this, but I thought, you know what, I'm just going to use this as not my replacement, because I'm not ready to give up the other official journaling Bible just yet, the one that's this thick. But just as the teaching one, and because I always go over the words with what I do anyway, I thought, well, I'll go over this, but I'm sort of finding that these pages are so thin. So apart from the fact that I want to protect the backside of the page when I start spraying water over these inks, because I have shown you what happens if you do that on an unprotected page. I also do it just to make the page a little bit thicker. And as usual, I'm sort of having that little spine problem. This is still such a new book. The spine hasn't really been cracked. So just down the side. So yeah. So starting off with the yellow, and I'm giving it a bit of depth because I know that these guys are going to come down here. So if I only did a tiny strip, you would not see any of it. So I'm thinking, okay, well, I want it to about here. So give it a little bit more of the fossilized amber, yellowy. Any sort of yellowish shade is nice for whatever inks you may be using. And then I'm coming in with this Seedless Preserves. Again, with the rattling, I'm just going to take this one off. One of these days, I'm going to get this colour in the regular Distress, I think, because I like it. And blending it into the yellowy shade so that it smooths along. Another great thing of inking over gesso is that it gives you this lovely smooth surface. And I'm prattling on a bit, aren't I? But you need some sort of entertainment while you're watching me smudge ink all over the place. But, okay, I've left fingerprints down here, so I'm just going to add a little bit more and blend those a bit more. Then come in with the Blueprint Sketch or whatever dark blue you may be using. Get a spine thing up here. And this gives us a really lovely sort of evening, late evening, early night kind of sky look. And it's really easy to do. It doesn't take very long. And while I'm doing this, I'm debating whether or not I'm going to do the whole water splattery thing with this, which I think I will, just to, for the sake of going, there we go, and this is how you spray the water. Look at that. That's the downside of gessoing the page, is that it does make it quite shiny and it takes longer for your ink to dry. And so everywhere you touch it, the big thing at the moment is don't touch your face. I will add don't touch your page when you've got ink on it. Oh, that's my lame attempt at a Corona joke. We'll look back on this, girls, in years to come and go, oh, remember that 2020 when we spent so many months in quarantine and we got so much crafting done? Oh, your scrapbookers out there, catching up with your scrapbooking. I wish I was. One day. So, yeah, and the top of that page, so, you know, everything I said about seeing the writing through the ink is, you can forget that when you get heavy-handed with the black. I can still see it, see? So, if you are a do not cover the writing girl, this will work quite well for you, because you can still see all the way through it. So I'm just going to come back with the blue here and do a bit of blending there. And how easy was that? We are done, really, pretty much. I'm just going through and erasing my fingerprints. So, done. I'll quickly cover up these little tins of ink. Get my spray. And, uh-oh, see that? I missed that. going to give it a quick little spray and let it be. Oh, see, that worked straight away. Wow, I might have been heavy-handed with the spray there. Uh-oh. So it's up to you whether you want to give it a huge spray like that and watch the big white splotches get bigger and bigger and try not to panic and feel your heart rate quickening, or just a tiny bit, or none at all. Up to you. Okay, so I'm going to let that dry and we'll come back and do some star splatter with our white paint in a little bit. Okay, so the spattering has dried. I went a bit over the top, as you can see. Interesting, because I was wondering, where am I going to put the star? I think I've just worked that out. But that's okay, I don't mind. I like how the spatters on the black turned out. And so I don't actually need many star spatters now. I've done them with, I've done my stars with water, but I'll do a bit of spattering anyway. So I've come prepared. I'm inside my spatter box. I've got a piece of paper to protect the other page. I can't find any of my stuff at the moment. I'm in the middle of cleaning. And when I clean, I move things from one flat surface to another, which means I lose stuff. So I've got this old Ferrero Rocher chocolate box lid. Says a lot about me that my craft supplies are mainly chocolate boxes. And well, I was going to use this Kaiser Craft white paint, and I think I might be kind of running very low. I wanted to use this one because it's quite thin. So here we go. Oops. Uh-oh. Way too much white paint has come out, so I'll have to use some of that on another half project when the camera stops rolling. A bit of water on there to make it even liquidier. Yeah, that's a word I just made up for you. Liquidier. And all that rattling noise is me looking for a suitable paintbrush in the background. My jar of paintbrushes. So just get a lot of that watery-ish white paint and, oops, I was looking at the iPad screen instead of what I was doing and did stuff like that. I'm not going to touch it because I know, am I going to touch it? She can't help herself. She's going to touch it. Shouldn't touch it because I know exactly what's going to happen. It's going to make a big smudge. Hey Lydia, watch this. This is what happened when I had the red paint accident. I went and tried to take it off and it did that. So I'm going to leave the others because my friend Lydia knows all about my paint messes. Oh gosh, so here we go. So a little bit more spatter. I'm not bothering too much with the bottom because my wise men on their camels are going to be there. So here we go, and that is enough for me because I didn't actually want much spattering anyway. As little, as much as you like. Girls who got into stenciling a couple of weeks ago, you might want to stencil some stars over that. Up to you. I'm not. Oh no. I think I've said before, when I spatter, more of the spatter goes on every surface than where it's supposed to go. I forgot to move my die cut out of the way. Oh dear, this spatter. Oh well, I can use oh no, the backside's horrible. Lucky I cut extras. I can paint over this anyway. So we're going to let that dry, and I will come back and stick the little wise men on and give you some pointers of what to do if you don't have this die. You don't need the die. Don't go out and buy the die unless you desperately want it. Don't buy it for just one thing. That's crazy. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. Stars are dry, and I've picked another die cut out of my little pack. Isn't that good that I cut lots of them? I still can't believe I got paint all over it. All right, and so all I'm going to do is just glue it down to the page. You really don't need a video for this. Now, if you don't want to cover the words, you could put a little bit of washi on the bottom and have it like a hinge. It opens up. You could then access the words behind the wise men. You could also, in a couple of weeks, we have our May. Gosh, can't believe it's May. Our May retreat coming up. And that is going to be all about journaling, especially secret journaling, which is, anybody who knows me knows this is the kind of journaling that I do. It's, you know, I don't share it. I don't put it out there on social media. It's not for everybody to read. So I kind of have it in secret pockets and hidden spaces and tip-ins and the backs of journal cards and whatnot. So we're going to be doing a retreat all about journaling and secret journaling. So if you wanted to, you could make this as a bit of a hinge that opens up, and you could have your secret journaling underneath it. So we've sort of gone forwards in time there. We haven't done this retreat yet, but we're talking about it because, as Dr. House likes to say, or has said, one of my favourite quotes of, yes, I'm a big House fan, one of my favourite quotes is when he says, luckily it has been well established that time is not a fixed construct. So here we are talking about the future. So I've stuck my little wise men in with my favourite art glitter glue because it sticks so good. Oh no, look, this is how well it sticks. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Yeah, we'll deal with that in a little while. Just hold this guy down because on the edge there, let's hold that down for a second. Now you don't need this die. You could, if you're an awesome drawer, you could draw it on your page, paint it. You could download a picture off the internet, cut it out. You might have a friend who has the die. Hi. And you could say, hey, send me one next time you send me some happy mail. And I'm sure that friend would be more than happy to send you a die cut of the Tim Holtz Wise Men. So here we go. Oh, the star, the star. The star is here somewhere. Oh dear. We're going to have to pause this while I find the star. Well, I had to go back into the pack and find another star because I don't know what I've done with the one I originally picked out. It's here somewhere. If you could see the entire desk, you would laugh. All right, well, I did laugh and say that I was going to cover this big splotch, but I think it looks kind of stupid there. I need it higher up. I'm sort of tempted to put it on the other page. It would be really cool right there, but that's going to interfere with something that might happen here one day. So I think I'll just stick it right there. I know it's not quite, you know, line of sight or anything like that, but that's okay. We get the picture. So yeah, and once again, you don't need the die for the star. You could just draw it, stencil it. Hey Katie, I'm sure you've got a sticker. And I'm just going to clean up some of this paint splodge, which I'm not too worried about because this it's not paint, it's glue. You girls know what I mean. I think that's my phone. Great. Yes. This is that was the electrician coming to test my smoke alarm. Okay, so and in that time, see, this is the thing with this glue, it dries really quickly. And what I wanted to do was wipe it off the star because it's taken the shininess off. But in the time that I was on the phone, the glue has dried. Never mind. Okay, so here we go. I'll give a little bit of a closer look to the shiny star. So that's it. You could write a title or something. I think I'm just going to leave it as it is. I think it looks pretty just like that. So using your galaxy technique to do a night sky from the ground. Hope you will join in. Show us your creations. Come over to the group God's Refrigerator and post your pictures of your pages. I'd love to see your interpretation and the colours you use. Okay, thanks very much for watching. See you later. Bye.